Good morning, everybody. This is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
And this morning, we're going to break out that little crystal ball and tell you what we think is going to happen in 2024.
If only it was that easy.
Well, you know, sometimes it's a little bit of magic, but sometimes I think it's a matter of if you're paying attention to what's happening, you can see what's going on and you can predict where things are going to go, right?
You can read between the lines for sure and know
Mhm.
that there's already a stable ground. What you don't know is when things come out of left field, as of today, we're a year into when ChatGPT was released, and that was one of those came out of left field and definitely took the rest of the year of laying the groundwork for a lot of things in 2024.
Absolutely, absolutely. But now that we're a year into that, what do you see as kind of hot for 2024? Where do you think marketers need to be paying attention, assuming there isn't another boom that comes along?
I do think higher investment in organic social media. I think if you would have asked me that a couple years ago, I would have been like, no. But I think there's definitely a place for that. And that's rooted in my belief that, organic social media is becoming a search engine.
Yes. And I think so. You have two things there. One is the growing emphasis of search within social media, and two, my favorite word, which is the emphasis on organic. And I absolutely think you're right. And I think one of the things that I'm seeing that is growing and I expect is going to grow even more is the rise in importance of text-based content to complement the video and images and just as a standalone.
Yeah.
You know, Twitter, okay, that's a storm. But
Yeah.
you have threads playing with it, and you're seeing a lot of emphasis on longer and longer text posts on the platforms along with the images and videos.
Yeah, and I would couple that with, I think, because people see such a rise in, this short form and short form video and text that's all within there. It's deep rooted, in my opinion, in creating the long form first.
Absolutely.
Create the long form. You're not going to keep people's attention probably with the long form, but breaking it up later. But you got to have that overall concept to break it down into smaller parts. Let
Absolutely.
Don't be too
Absolutely.
fragmented with like a topic here, topic here, topic there, with like just little 1 minute, conversations.
And I think that is absolutely the case, that if you have that great long form content, number one, it lives on your website and it gets great SEO. So let's start there. You're building authority. But then you've got the ability to break it up and honestly using AI assisted tools to help you figure out how to break it up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think that's the perfect marriage.
All right. What else are you focusing on? I've got more, but
Well, going along with what we were talking about, the rationalization of integration and smart integration of AI is definitely on the rise. And I think this is another one of those, we've seen the shift, but
Mhm.
more and more, the social platforms are going to give more weight to the share. Likes and comments are fine. I don't want anybody to stop liking and commenting. Okay.
Yeah.
But as social media platforms evaluate your content, they're looking for the shares because that's the ultimate in engagement.
Yeah, because if you find it valuable enough to actually share that content, I mean, there's just value there and like, oh, well, I think it's so good that I want other people to like have that information.
Absolutely, and it's you're putting your name on it. That's kind of like, in the old days of Twitter, what made a retweet so valuable was you thought something was good enough
Yeah.
to actually say, "Yes, I'm willing to endorse that."
So you're basically also talking about just like the incorporation of using AI in your marketing smartly.
Mhm. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. But you also, and this is where I think people really, when they rush into AI, forget that
It's a learning curve.
yes, but the real value is creating something that is good enough that someone will want to reshare it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where just the general crap that's
Quality.
out there is not good enough.
Yeah. Quality over quantity. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, just taking that extra time. There's things that AI can help that maybe you don't need an expert to create because it can take that off of you, but you still need to know what you're talking about. I know an area in AI that I personally have been paying attention a lot to is SGE, or what's happening over in Google search results. You know, I think it's too soon to hedge, huge bets. I think there's a lot of people that have some opinions, but Google itself is continually adjusting. And so I think it's not wise to, go head first into I'm going to change this and that, and that's how you can rank an SGE and what have you. I think you have to look for the basic items that will stand the test of time and involve in those, and don't look for like the quick wins.
Absolutely. I just like I don't see Facebook going away tomorrow,
Yeah.
I don't see Google completely falling apart because social is starting to evolve.
Yeah.
I think they're going to continue to build their search engine and their search tools. And I think at the root of it is something you said earlier, creating good long form content that then can live everywhere.
Yeah, I think, Google is going to kind of try to become this place that you can hang out on. I saw recently a search result, found it very fascinating where how many followers a company had was actually in the search results. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to, this is where you and I are going to differ a little bit. For 15 years, Google has tried to make Google a place we would hang out. You remember the wave?
I do. Google my business. I know. Or not
Yeah,
even, well, it wasn't Google Plus.
Google
I'm
Plus.
sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. They're not a search engine. I'm sorry, they
Social.
are a search engine. They're not a social network.
Yeah.
I think they will be continue to be a good aggregator of your activity, but I don't think they're ever going to be a place people go and hang out. I just
I could see them searching to partner and own a social media giant, because
Mm.
of the players who are in AI, the ones who are poised to do the best are the ones who have access to how people naturally talk. And this is going to be Facebook. This is going to be,
LinkedIn.
Elon Musk with Twitter or X.
Mhm.
This is going to be ChatGPT with their access to Microsoft and LinkedIn. And
Mhm.
Google doesn't have that.
No, but what Google does have is, search in general has become more natural language based. We don't use Boolean search. Oh, my cat is definitely he's
He
decided
wants
he
to
wants to
say
be a part
hi.
of the show today. So come say hi. Yes. You-
Maybe
but
not.
yeah, well, you don't know. He just wants to sit on the floor and howl. But search has become, we don't do furnace plus repair anymore.
No.
Why does my furnace smell funny?
Yeah,
So Google has been
that's
collecting
true.
natural language for
That's
a
true.
while.
Yeah.
I have one more trend that I think I've noticed this lately, and I think this is going to be an interesting thing to watch in the next year, and that is engagement shifting to direct messages. That, hey, if you want this free tool, DM me. If
Yeah.
you want access to this class, DM me. And I'm trying to understand why. I'm seeing it, and I've read a little bit about it, and it's definitely a growing trend. It requires people to take that next level in the communication, to open themselves up to then receive DMs from you.
Because I think a lot of people have something to say, they just don't want to say it publicly. And
Yeah.
so I think that's what, you know, trying to get that engagement from the people who just scroll and want to say something, but they just don't want it like publicly out there for everybody to comment on.
Mhm.
So I think that's where they're wanting to go with that. And yeah, I think private conversations is going to continue to grow, and it leads me kind of into my other one that I always talk about.
And that is?
Data, and just the ability to attribute that just this one type of marketing is what I need to do in order to generate leads has been evaporating for quite a while, and it's going to continue to be that way. And I think anybody that you talk with that is telling you that they can directly tell you that this one type of marketing is generating leads is really full of it.
Mhm.
They're trying to simplify it, they're trying to make it easy. And guys, it's not easy.
No, it isn't. The attribution is definitely, uh it will continue to be a challenge, and you just have to get creative and
Each
watch for the little indicators that you're generating engagement.
that each different type of marketing has its own metrics that is going to tell you whether or not it's performing for you. Look at those metrics individually and decide whether or not to keep a marketing instead of looking at did this type of marketing produce the very last thing that somebody wants to do, which is to make the phone call or pick up the form.
Absolutely. All right. Jen and I can talk about this forever, but we're going to stop now. And I'm going to tell you that if you're interested in staying on top of the trends, then you need to join us every Friday morning right here for another Small Biz Chat.
And if you have specific questions about your business and where you're at and the challenges that you have, certainly book some time at digitaltoolbox.club. Lorraine or I are available and we'll handle your particular situations.
Okay, everybody. See you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye.